I always got to ask people, where are you from? Where are you grad? And what was it like growing up?
Okay. So I was born in Vancouver, Canada. And I moved to Hawaii when I was 7 years old. And I went to Milani Waina. I was homeschooled for a bit of my middle school years. And then I finished off high school at Mililani. Um, and life growing up was, for me, traveled a lot, have family, in Canada, in Singapore, and in Hawaii. So a lot of traveling, but then also majority of my childhood was spent on the mats in the gym. My parents were martial arts instructors in Canada and had multiple gyms. So literally my first steps were on the mats. And since then, I just kept training. My parents were very, very adamant that all of their children would learn self-defense, learn how to train to defend yourself. And we're never forced into competition, but we had to train, you know? And I didn't really love that growing up. Some days I was like, no, I don't want to, like how kids are. But for me, what I really loved was the competition aspect. And that's kind of where I gravitated to. And just continued throughout childhood. And, in high school, that was really when I got a chance to travel nationally and internationally to some big competitions. And that's where my eyes opened up. And I really saw, just the beauty of the culture of the world in these different places, and seeing other kids like me, testing themselves in these competitions, doing what they love. I was like, this is what I want to do. I love this. I love traveling. I love seeing new places. I love competing. So I'm like, it's pretty clear that this is the path for me.
Yeah, that's so cool. So you understood that at a pretty young age, and sounds like discipline was instilled in you at a very young age as well.
Definitely. I think because my parents, they were like, no, you're going to stick with this. You're going to learn how to defend yourself. You're going to train. That will obviously helped me in competition, but also carried out through anything else in life, sticking to something when it's difficult, when you don't want to do it, when it's hard. And then learning to persevere and overcome those challenges. They really helped me and shaped me for sure.
Yeah. And it sounds like you come from a very traditional household. Like your parents were probably hard on you when you didn't do something correct, huh? Especially coming from a martial arts background, huh?
Yeah, I'll be honest and say yes. It was pretty strict in my household.
So what's the equivalent of an Asian F in martial arts training?
I guess the hardest thing was this miscommunication at times where they would think we're not putting effort when we are, or maybe it's like not fully, right? Like, no, you need to at least try. You're not even trying, but that's so, different in everyone's eyes, right? Yeah.
I'm triggered right now. Like, I don't want to think back to those days. We're past that. She's retired now. You're living a good life right now.
These days actually, I've had to adjust because for my entire life, pretty much, I've been training and, preparing for competitions, preparing for fights. And never once did I view training or, martial arts as just a healthy outlet for exercise. It was always like on a mission for something, for an end goal. And, now that I've retired from fighting, it's been really hard for me to adjust and just, train or exercise just for my well-being, for my mental health. And so I've been trying to find a new hobby or a new thing. I still love training. I really do. But I'm like, there's so many other things out there, But yeah, just trying to find that healthy lifestyle and exercising for other reasons now, more important reasons.
Yeah. And that speaks so true to athletes on all levels. Even if you're just, you played in high school, you played in college, you didn't make it to the big leagues, you're a professional. Once that part of your life ends, it's like, what's next? Because that was your identity for so long. So having to try to find a new hobby or think like, what do I do next? It's tough. It's really tough. And people struggle with that. I mean, you hear about athletes struggling with their mental health all the time after retirement or, during their career as well. So, first, I just want to mahalo you for, speaking up about it and being so open and transparent. We'll get into the fight story stuff later, but just wanted to throw that out there real quick.
Thank you.
What do you think you're gonna get into now? Surfing or crocheting?